The park's many viewing areas and walking tracks are built specifically as vantage points, where you can take incredible photographs of Uluru and Kata Tjuta.
Yeah, but China, they're telling you, or you go take a view paper, or a barang aranago, so the Mutanga Borough Belway, Borough Belway, oh, Bala, I will blind to black water, Hallelujah. Take at what you call that things, the sacred or rich, restricted area,
Whether filming from inside the park or out, you need to ensure that all images and footage adhere to the guidelines. You don't want the shot of a lifetime to be unusable because it reveals a sacred or sensitive site. As a condition of your permit or licence, your shots must be approved by Parks Australia prior to broadcast or publication, so it is good for you to know what we're looking out for. While there are quite a few things to be aware of, the most important one to remember is not showing the detail of sensitive sites. The solution is often as simple as hiding the area behind something in the foreground, such as a plant or a presenter. Another technique is to use contrast and lighting to reduce the detail in the shot, which means time of day matters when you are planning your shot. Navigating Uluru and its sensitive sites can seem daunting, especially when you have a brief to fulfill. It is easier to break down shot opportunities and sensitive site recording restrictions by walking track or viewing space. Uluru is vast, and with such a dynamic subject, you're going to get incredible wide iconic images, particularly at sunrise and sunset. Heading to its base, there are opportunities to capture the more textured characteristics of this ancient formation. We are showing you the orientation of the various sacred and sensitive sites on and around Uluru. The northeast face of Uluru is the part you see when you first arrive in the park. It is also where most of the sensitive areas are. This face is the side you can see from your accommodation, Sounds of Silence, Taliwiru, Field of Light, the Camel Farm and the airport. From these locations, you need to obscure the left or eastern third section of the rock face. This is especially true in the morning when the sun shines directly on the sensitive detail. The best time of day to shoot here is in the hours before sunset on a clear sunny day when the shadows naturally obscure the sensitive detail. Driving towards Uluru, the first locations you'll come across are known as the sunset viewing areas. The bus location gives you a similar perspective as from the car location. However, there is the opportunity to gain elevation from the sand dune. Here, you'll be able to capture your iconic sunset shot. However, it's important to note that there are 5 sensitive sites located on the face of Uluru, with most being at the base. It is easy to focus on too much detail, so keep your shots wide. The sun rises from behind or to the left of Uluru and falls behind you as the sun sets, lighting up the rock in its iconic red hue. The Liru walking track starts at the cultural centre and takes you to Uluru's base. It is a comfortable 4-kilometre round trip. Remember not to leave the walking track. If you are looking for an unobscured view of Uluru with next to no infrastructure or people, then this is the track for you. The only sensitive site to be aware of is at the base of the rock on the right-hand side. The Mala Walk is on the northwestern face of Uluru. Working in this area takes you into one of the most important chukupa stories of Uluru, the Mala or Rufous Hair Wallaby. This walk comes to life mid to late afternoon as the sun lights up the features. The rock glows in the afternoon sun as the day approaches sunset. It's important to note that the historic location of the climb is a sensitive site and may not be filmed or photographed. As we are approaching the northeast face, there are 3 sensitive sites along the Mala Walk. There are so many spectacular close-up and mid-shot opportunities on your approach to the Kanju Gorge. It is well worth making sure you know the location of these sites to avoid them. If you choose to continue circling along around the base of the rock towards the east, or Kunia Piti, be aware that this whole face comprises of the highly sensitive northeast face, which cannot be filmed or photographed. Once you've rounded the bend after Kunia Piti, it is safe to start shooting again. Skirting the base of Uluru, this 4-kilometre Uluru-Kata walk is the least frequented by visitors. Uluru-Kata is the blue-tongued lizard man. The Anangu have a story about him and why you should not take what is not yours. This walk provides an enormous variety of rock face detail and landscape changes for you to experience and record. The Uluru-Kata Walk is a great area to work along because there is just one well-signposted sensitive area, being Polari. Polari starts on the rock face and includes the boulders in the foreground. Do not photograph detail of the boulders or caves.
Jangaja murijolo la cabin getting a lany. Onyara yo pada I call it stand and listen. Okari on call it and jana jojo do it. Sometimes you go ko yu brang wolo wala wan ke brang aja.
Be aware, Mototjulu Waterhole is one of the most popular locations to visit, and it does get busy. Again, the only sensitive site to be aware of at this location is Polari, which is on your left as you face Uluru from the Kunia car park. It is important to note that you may not capture images of rock art without the prior permission of the media office. And you must have pre-organised to be accompanied by a senior Anangu. Talanyuru-Nyakinjaku is the sunrise viewing area of the southern side of Uluru, so you will have the opposite view from when you were shooting at sunset viewing areas or the resort. Along with providing another perspective of Uluru, this viewing area is principally used to garner incredible shots of Uluru at sunrise and sunset. Unlike the north side of Uluru, from this side there are just two sensitive sites to camouflage or avoid. They are located at the base of Uluru and are on both the left and right-hand sides of the rock face. Kata Tjuta is as impressive as it is unique. This site, under Chukapa law, is an important men's site, and as a result, access to certain areas and cultural knowledge is restricted. Located 26 kilometres along the road to Kata Tjuta is a sand dune that can be quite busy with visitors at sunrise and sunset, but is not for the remainder of the day. The media industry guidelines ask that images taken from this area feature the landscape as a panorama, or if you choose to go tighter by panning, your shots must include at least 5 domes at all times. As with Uluru, the best position for getting the most out of sunset is the Kata Tjuta sunset viewing area. The car park is adjacent to the viewing area, so set up and pack down is quick and easy. You will see the photogenic western face of Kata Tjuta illuminate as the sun travels towards the horizon behind you. Sensitivities of Kata Tjuta from the sunset viewing site require at least 3 complete domes in each composition. 3 complete domes must be in the shot at all times, not as part of a side pan. Walpa Gorge is a desert refuge for plants and animals. During the day, the sun either beams down in the centre of the gorge or can be positioned on either side of the sheer walls. To ensure you are not focusing on sensitive detail, both sides of the gorge must be in frame at all times. This includes at any or all points during a pan or tilt. The Valley of the Winds is the most culturally sensitive area of Kata Tjuta and is considered not suitable for filming or taking videos for commercial purposes.